That one. Yes. Mention helping the family. Ernesto supports the family.
Magnifique.
If there is something between Ernesto and Madame Van den Bosch, Archibald will surely know of it. Okay, so we want to talk to Archibald about that. There is a motive. This could be the weapon that brought down some of the impressive animals that now fill the walls. Alright, so he's basically going to be putting up his trophies. Drinks globe. I wonder how many travel expeditions have been planned while enjoying the contents of this globe. Anything new? Nope. Okay. Alright, we've already looked at the letter. Ooh, plant. Plants lean and rely. Oh, right. No, that's okay. That's an old one. Window. The fallen snow has laid a beautiful white blanket over the countryside that surrounds the house. Not much new then.
Certainly. What do you need?
What do you know of the Major's what can you tell me about Monsieur de Silva, the Major, and Madame Van den Bosch?
You've lost me, Detective.
I struggle to believe they were both helping her out of the kindness of their hearts. Could they have been fighting for the Madame's affection?
Ah, that didn't take you long to spot.
Monsieur Sterling's lack of real response gives me all the answer I require. Do you know much of the Major's time in the army?
There's not much I couldn't tell you. As soon as he found out my father was in the army, his stories never stopped.
I am sure an officer of his rank must have many a tale.
A tale is a fitting description. Not so much a pinch of salt, more like a bag is needed listening to them.
Oh, right. And what do you know of the Major's relationships with the guests?
The male guests, I believe, he knows in a business capacity, but I'm afraid that's all I know. I will add, though, he has not always been the easiest man to get along with.
Really? I'm shocked.
You are talking from personal experience of working for him.
I am head butler to the Van den Bosch family in their home. He has made himself comfortable, but to me he still remained a guest.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
Right. So, new thing, new connection over here. What was the new thing? Oh, new things from Archibald. Right, love Cassandra mentioned, and she has multiple admirers.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Now I know of Ernesto's feelings towards Cassandra, he must be the one behind the letter.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
It seems the guests were not fond of the Major. Multiple guests threatened the Major. Connect that to the killer may still be in the building.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
It's highly possible one of the guests is behind the murder. This warrants immediate investigation. Based on the evidence seen in the Major's study and bedroom, as well as what I have learned from speaking with the guests, Monsieur de Silva, Comtesse de Vos, and Monsieur de Mire warrant concern and further investigation. Okay, Margot, Ernesto, and Gideon. Wait, are you telling me I need to talk to them? Oh, talk to Archibald, and that probably moves on to the next thing, I suspect.
Certainly. What do you need?
Nothing further for me to investigate here. Would you kindly gather the guests for me?
As you wish, Detective.
It seems there is no simple explanation for what happened here. The Major's popularity amongst the guests does not seem very high. There's still many questions that must be asked. Oh, that was chapter 3! Okay, that seemed rather quick. Chapter 4. The interrogations. This is where I talk to the guests, then.
The guests are waiting for you, Detective. I informed them of what has happened, but divulged no details.
There was my opportunity to catch one of them off guard. No matter, I have more than one weapon in my armory.
I am most grateful. Madame Van den Bosch is here also?
She's in her room with Miss Angeline. It may be better to speak with them privately tomorrow.
Oui, merci. I shall come find you again once my questioning is complete.
The guests' alibis are my priority. Once I confirm their whereabouts this evening, I can understand who had an opportunity. Okay. So I have my lead suspects from the evidence at the scene of the crime. Perhaps those will change after speaking with them all. Right. Okay. So it was Gedeon, Margot, and Ernesto. So I think we'll chat with them first. Ah, and so they're all kind of front and center, as it were. Ernesto.
Monsieur de Silva, merci for obliging me.
A detective comes to a party and a dead body shows up. Coincidental, don't you think?
Yes.
A man's death is not a matter to joke on, monsieur.
I'm confused by his question. I don't think that was a joke. It sounded more like an accusation.
Who said anything about a joke? I am saying what I see.
Yeah, exactly.
Then perhaps you can tell me what it was you saw this evening.
Where were you prior to dinner?
Following whatever that was in the hall, I moved to the library.
Is there anyone that can confirm that?
I met him in the library.
Miss Conrad and Beckers were in there, arguing about something. The books held my interest far more than their conversation.
You did not speak with them until dinner was served?
I had no reason to get involved with their little spat. It was clear they didn't want me to hear, and that suited me just fine.
Okay.
Merci for your cooperation.
Right. So, while I remember, let's get his alibi checked out.
Bonsoir, Monsieur Beckers. Merci for speaking with me.
Monsieur Poirot, or should it be Detective Poirot now?
Detective Poirot is perfect, merci. I would like to begin with a few questions.
Go right ahead, Detective Poirot.
Can you tell me where you were prior to dinner?
I took great pleasure in seeing the Major's ego as well as his face take a bruising. And then I made my way to the library.
Where you spoke with Mademoiselle Conrad.
And yourself? Yes.
We were the only two that you spoke with.
One of the servants brought me a drink and I was telling her about the benefits of joining a union. She didn't understand what it truly meant to be a part of something. Something bigger than just her. I was trying to explain to her how...
Monsieur.
Oh, yes, it was just the two of you and the servant.
Strangely, it does not seem to recall seeing Monsieur de Silva in the library.
And you are sure there was no one else present?
I'm not sure what you're getting at, Detective. You were there.
Merci, Monsieur Beckers. It has been a most
Yeah, it's like
enlightening
he doesn't
conversation.
remember seeing him there. I did. I saw it. We saw Ernesto there. I mean, it might have been a more interesting comment to be like, did he leave at any point? Okay. We will ask Jackie. Jacqueline.
Mademoiselle Conrad, I am sure you understand the delicate nature of the situation.
I knew I had seen your face before. You were just an officer when that story hit the paper.
You have a très bon memory, mademoiselle. That was a long time ago.
You can't escape the past, especially when you go and do something like that.
That is very true, but one can learn from it and create a better future.
What would you say to an
Please, mademoiselle. Catching the Major's killer is my sole concern right now. Now, if you would be so kind, I have some questions for you.
Tell me about your evening since your arrival.
I arrived, unpacked my bags in my room, and made it downstairs just in time to see the Major take a right hook from Gideon. And then I went to check out the library.
And you were joined by Monsieur Beckers.
And Ernesto, or Monsieur de Silva, as you say. But after he ignored my attempt at pleasantries, I left him to his book in the corner.
Okie dokie.
And your conversation with Monsieur Beckers that I interrupted.
You are a persistent one, aren't you? Makes sense now I know who you really are. You'll just have to wait and read about it in the paper like everyone else.
Mademoiselle Conrad still remains tight-lipped about her discussion with Monsieur Beckers, but a hint at reading about it in the newspaper makes me believe it may be of a much grander nature than I expected.
You have been most helpful. I request you do not go too far. Merci.
I was thinking we would have commented that she kind of confirmed Monsieur de Silva was there. Is that now a thing? Ah, ooh, 3. Right. they spoke. That
I should
confirms.
not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
Jackie and Hugo confirm each other's appearance in the library. Ernesto was looking in the library, and he heard the argument.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
And they confirm each other's appearance in the library. Oh, and that backs him.
I must
No.
take a different approach if I...
I'm just thinking because there's one, and I don't think there's any other new things. So, does that pair up?
Is there something...
No. I mean, it's not going to be Hugo is in the library, because if that was, then these other ones would. Does that pair up with this?
This will not get me any
No.
closer.
Oh. Spoke Jackie and myself, and that.
What a revelation.
Hugo failed to mention seeing Ernesto in the library. So that's something to talk to Hugo about. Okay. I think we'll get these other ones done.
Monsieur Demir, I am sorry your celebrations have taken a rather dark turn.
As am I, Detective. I hope we will be able to bring this investigation to an end post-haste.
With your cooperation, I will do my very best.
Besides your time in the hall, where were you before we were summoned to the dining room?
I was here in the salon. I thought I would have a moment of peace to calm myself, but the Comtesse and my brother followed behind.
Did they inquire into the reasons behind the fight in the hall?
I think they both saw it as some light entertainment, more than anything else.
The Comtesse does not strike me as one to enjoy violence.
And not so much violence, but karma for the Major, perhaps. You did not hear how he spoke to my wife-to-be. She is still rather upset about the whole thing.
Alright.
If you would be so kind as to stay here, I may require your help further.
So I don't think that's going to give new information. Yeah, that's not a new link. Okay. Margot, the Comtesse.
Comtesse, I am sorry our next conversation must be under such formal circumstances.
It is not the first time Felix has ruined a good party.
She really doesn't like him.
The current state of tonight's celebrations is the least of my priorities, Comtesse.
Well, it's at the top of mine, detective. I did not come here for a wake.
Perhaps then we should proceed with my questions and you can get back to celebrating.
It would be my pleasure, chérie.
Did you remain here in the salon until dinner was served?
I did. I thought by staying in one place, it would be easy for the staff to bring me my drinks. How wrong I was.
And who else was present in here?
The handsome groom-to-be and his brother, although Zachariah, is it, made a rather sharp exit at one stage.
Ooh.
Did he say where he was going?
He barely said 2 words to either of us. I think he was more concerned with his drink.
Another to notice Monsieur Demir's drinking, and no one seems concerned.
Merci, Comtesse. If I have any further questions, I shall be sure to come and find you.
So that confirms his alibi, but kind of undermines Zachary's. I'm assuming when we get that one. Yes. He was present, and that goes there.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Margot and Gideon confirm each other's appearance in the salon, and I assume... Okay, there we go. Okay, so that connects to this.
I should not be surprised by my own skills
Because
of
Gideon
deduction.
did not mention the disappearance. Margot claims Zachariah stepped out of the room, but Gideon did not mention it. Was his missing time accounted for? Okay, so now we're going to talk to Zachariah. Yeah. And we actually have another bit conversation point to make.
I'm afraid our conversation is of a more formal nature.
Because we now got multiple questions for him.
So the Major was murdered?
It appears so.
You can't think that I did it, though.
I will be questioning everyone over the course of the evening, and your cooperation will certainly speed up that process.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of thing I think... I watch a few things, and everyone's like, why are you asking me this question? You just go, just asking everyone. You know, we've got to be thorough, otherwise we'll get in trouble, kind of thing. We want to Just question everyone. Like, if you help, I get to go home. Besides speaking with me, tell me about your movements before dinner.
I was here in the salon, minding my own business, enjoying my own company.
Minding your business from whom?
Comtesse, what's her name, and my brother. Apart from wanting to congratulate him for a great right hook, there was nothing I had to say to him.
Comtesse de Vos. And they will both confirm you were here?
If she had taken a moment to notice anything besides herself, she will tell you I was here the whole time.
Ooh, but she didn't. Yes, it clashes with your version of events.
I told you already. I was here in the salon.
And you did not leave even once?
Well, I had to use the bathroom. I didn't realize I had to update you every time nature called.
You may keep your calls of nature to yourself, merci. And then you returned to the salon?
If you don't believe me, ask Archibald. He saw me on his way up to the study.
Ooh, he went to the study.
I think that is all for now. Merci for your time.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to Hugo and ask his question.
Whatever you require, detective.
Your story of tonight's events.
I know you are probably used to dealing with criminals, but not everyone is trying to hide something.
I hope for your sake that you do not hide anything from me.
What is it you think I'm hiding?
I struggle to believe you did not know of Monsieur da Silva's presence in the library.
Is that what this is about? I saw him hiding in the corner, pretending to read. I'd be surprised if he even could. I did not speak to him, and he certainly didn't make any attempt to speak with me.
Monsieur Demire invited you here to speak with him. You didn't see that as a fitting time too?
I was speaking with Jacqueline, and quite frankly, I was in no mood to be dealing with that man.
Monsieur Beckers is courageous and full of vigor in his planning, but his execution does not share such confidence.
Merci, Monsieur Beckers. It has been a most enlightening conversation.
Okay. Need to talk to Archibald. Saw both of them.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Confirm each other's appearance in the salon. And then... Oh no. Oh, Zachariah went missing, which he didn't agree with. He did see Ernesto, but briefly.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
So is that something to ask Ernesto? Hugo and Ernesto now confirm each other's appearance in the library.
What a revelation!
Hugo, Ernesto, and Jackie support each other's version of events. Someone else must be responsible, surely. Okay, so that's useful. We need to ask Archibald about Zachariah, but I think that's it, isn't it?